Hello everybody, my name is Matthew and welcome to Learn the Lingo. This is the fourth video in our series in which we are learning how to read Hebrew. This time we'll be learning only one letter, but this letter has one consonant sound and two vowel sounds, so we'll need to take some time to learn all the sounds it can make. This is the sixth letter of the aleph-bet, Vav. You can write it as just a line, or add a little curve up on the top. The sound the Vav makes is V, just like a bait without dagesh. You may also see it as a W sound, since that's probably how it was pronounced in biblical times. But today it's pronounced V, and that's how we'll be saying it as well. In modern Hebrew, there are several nouns that start with Vav, but in the Bible there are very few. One of them is the word Vav itself, which means hook. It's pretty easy to spell. It starts with a letter Vav, and under the Vav is a kamatz, V-ah, and it ends with one more Vav, V-ah, Vav. So, that's the consonant sound of Vav, but it also makes two vowel sounds. O, which we will write as just an O in English, and U, which we will write as a U. Let's start with the O sound. For a Vav to make an O sound, we put a dot on the very top of it. This dot is called a cholam. Vav with a cholam says O, and no longer says V. Let's see this in a word. We'll start this word with a dalet, which says duh. Then we will add a vav with a cholam, which says o, and we'll end the word with a bait without a dagesh. V, duh, o, v, dove, which means bear. In modern Hebrew, the O and U vowels are usually written with the Vav, but in biblical Hebrew it's very common to not use a Vav. To make the O sound without a Vav, we have a vowel called a cholam chaser. It's called that because chaser means lacking, and this vowel marker is lacking a Vav. It's very similar to a cholam, but instead of being right above a letter, like the cholam is right above the Vav, the cholam chaser goes a little bit to the left of the letter. Let's spell the word dove again, but this time without a Vav. We'll start with the dalet again, which says duh. On the upper left of the dalet, we will add the cholam chaser, which says o. And the bait without dagesh will end the word once again. V, d, o, v, dove. It's the same word, bear, just spelled differently. The spelling with a Vav is more standard in modern Hebrew. Now let's learn the U vowel with Vav. We'll save the U vowel without Vav for another video. To make an U sound with a Vav, we put a little dot on the left side of a Vav, right in the middle. This dot is called a shuruk. Let's see a word with a shuruk. We'll start this with an aleph, which is silent, and it will be followed by a vav with a shuruk, u. So far we just have the u sound, and we will end the word with a dalet, which says duh. Ood, which means ember or firebrand. Now, the shuruk looks exactly like a dagesh, so if what you're reading puts a dagesh in other letters than the three that change sound with a dagesh, like bait, a dot and a vav could be a shuruk, which says u, or a dagesh, which means the vav would say v. You need to be able to tell the difference. Remember, biblical Hebrew and sometimes modern Hebrew can put a dagesh in most letters, in addition to the three that change sound with a dagesh, for grammatical reasons usually. Let's play a little game where we try to tell the difference between a vav with a dagesh and a vav with a shuruk. Here I have taken two words from the Hebrew Bible, which uses dagesh in most letters, including vav. Both of these words have a vav with a dot in it highlighted. One of these vavs has a shuruk and the other has a dagesh. Let's try to tell which is which. Let's start with the vav in this first word. Let's take a look at what is surrounding this vav. Under the vav we have a patak, and before the vav we have a vowel marker which we have not seen yet. Because this vav is surrounded with these vowel markers, that means that the dot inside the vav cannot also be a vowel marker, because we can't have all these vowels bunched up together. Therefore, this dot in the vav is a dagesh, which means that this vav is pronounced v. This vav keeps its consonant sound. Now, as for the second vav, there are no vowel markers under it or under the letter before it, which means that this vav needs to be making a vowel sound, since we can't have a bunch of consonants grouped together with no vowels in between them. Therefore, this dot must be a shuruk, and this vav must be acting as the u vowel. In review, today we learned the letter vav. The vav's consonant sound is v. You can also add vowel markers onto it to make two different vowel sounds. You can add a shuruk to make the u sound, or you can add a cholam to make an o sound. If you don't have a vav, you can also use the cholam haser to still make the same o sound. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on notifications so you can know when I make a new video. Also, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a like and shared it with your friends who you think would like to learn Hebrew. Goodbye.